So nervous. You guys got me all worked up.
Set it back up again and relive this because it was such a fascinating thing. But you grew up down in the South, and tell us about some of those early experiences.
Yeah, I grew up. My mom, she sang gospel in a gospel group. My grandfather, her dad, was a bass singer, and he also had I forgot all about this until I started thinking about it, but he actually had a barbershop quartet thing. And I never got this. I heard them rehearse one time, but I would hear my mom play piano with my grandfather, and she had this voice. It was sort of like this. She just had this. And I used to be a young kid. My earliest remembrance of music was hearing my mom's voice change like that. Like she could just get into character like that. And she was good. She was one of those piano players that she put her hands on it. And she felt the piano before she looked at anything. She had this way of kind of playing. She was really good. My love for music started really in kindergarten. We had a teacher there called Miss Hogan, who was our music class. And I don't know if they still do this, but the kindergartners get to go to music class anymore. But we had a set music class, and she would break out all of these bells and chimes and things you could beat, and and as a 5-year-old, and me, are you kidding me? You're gonna hand me something to beat on? I'm gonna beat on it. So it was a fun hour in that class, and I remember.
Did you ever get those recorders where they still taste like formaldehyde?
Oh yeah, and every other school kid's breath.
Yeah.
At home you could watch Electric Company and the Conjunction Junction. What's your function? Picking up trains and causing a function. Conjunction Junction. What's your function? Picking up trains and causing a function. Did anybody else watch Sesame Street? I guess we're gonna sing it. Sunny day, think about it. Sunny day, on my way to where the air is sweet. Won't you tell me how to get to Sesame Street? Oh, na na na. I'm talking about sunny day, sweeping the clouds away. Na na na. On my way to where the air is sweet. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame Street?
When you were in kindergarten, were you singing it that way, or were you?
No. I really dug those songs and all the TV shows. You remember Wheezy and to the top, to that helicopter popping in the sky. Oh, and moving on up to East Side. Nobody got a piece of the pie. Yeah. Georgia. Yeah, one there.
I love it how. I love it how songs that we didn't talk about are all of a sudden popping up.
Yes, this is not going to go the way you thought it was going to go.
fully expect this. Actually, everybody that told me that I should get you on stage also followed up with, and it's not going to go the way you expect. But they said that in a good way, except for Stretch.
But growing up in Louisiana, you know, like awesome food, and there's something that happens in the water down there. The food just maybe it's something to do with the water. Just the food just tastes so much. The bread, like a loaf of bread you buy at the grocery store down there, you can get it, and it's just so soft, and it's amazing how something up here, like it's hard to find like a soft loaf of bread. People up here like the hard bread, don't they?
But it's true. It's true, actually, growing up with did you have to get used to different...
I did. It's funny you say that, because when I got married to my wife, like, she gets this bread, it's this awesome bread, and she takes, like, the 2 extra loaves, and she puts them in the freezer. I'm like, what in the hell are you doing? Like, you just ruined it. Like, it never is the same after that. You pull it out, you can thaw it out in the best way possible. You can buy a steamer, put it in the oven, but it will never be the same as it was once upon a time. And but she likes it like that. We're saving money. Oh, I see that guy all dressed in green. I go one day. He's not a man, he's a love machine. Now I come on me now, hey, I'm talking about hey now. I go one day. Jackie Montpina, Jackie Montpina, Jackie Montpina, Jackie Montpina. Hey, little Dr. John. Louisiana really could be 2 different countries, because there's the people just talk like this, you know, y'all want some grits, or you ready to eat? You know, there's that people. Then there's the people, you know, way down in South Louisiana, they talk like this here. You know, it's really thick, you know, and you know, Cajun, Creole, Acadian. You have some experience with that.
My dad's got a Acadian.
Yeah.
Inside the family, yeah. So.
But the food, you know, oh man, these people can cook. Local high school football team started doing well. We would go down to New Orleans for state championships, and as a 7-year-old, 8-year-old seeing New Orleans for the first time, it was kind of a culture shock. I mean, it's a whole different, just people dressed up in scantily dressed things, and I mean, I'm like, whoa, this is kind of cool. You know?
Tell me a little bit about radio before we start talking about your band in high school.
Yeah, Dad, I always, you know, rebelled against the whole getting separated for this and that. I just really didn't like the way that the radio stations like it was separated like that. Until Michael Jackson and Prince, it didn't happen. It was completely separated. It was obvious that it was white and black. But I wasn't going to tell this story, but it is kind of it fits really well. I have a Cajun friend. His name is Robert Merlin, and he is Cajun to the bone. He talked like this, you know. And he grew up in one of those neighborhoods. In fact, it was flipped. He was he was the only white guy in an all-black neighborhood. And Robert was kind of a different guy. He was just, you know, he was a brilliant musician, but he's just different, you know. And he bought he didn't buy it, but he captured a baby crow. And this crow was dead for all intents and purposes. But he nursed it back to health. And he got this crow, he fed it, he said, I fed it corn mash, fed it till it came back to life. And so he fed it and he named it, he said, named him Blackie. And I nursed Blackie from little baby crow until one day he grew up to be a big crow. And he would come on, he would sit on my end of my bed, and he'd go by the window. It looked like he wanted to go outside. So one day, the day came where I opened the window and I let Blackie outside. And Blackie flew up in the neighbor's yard. And I looked over in the yard and I tried to get Blackie to get down from the neighbor's yard because I was afraid, you know, they would kill him. And they didn't like us white people very much, you know. So I went over there and I just whispered real low, Blackie, Blackie, get your ass down here, Blackie. I wasn't going to tell that story, but it just happened. It just happened. Lionel Richie. You got some Lionel Richie fans? No, it sounds funny, but I just can't stand the pain. But I'm leaving you tomorrow. See to me, girl, you know I've done all I can. Yeah, yeah. You see a big soul and I'm bound on. Yeah. It's quite easy. Need it like someone. Yeah. You got it. It's quite easy. Yeah. Need it like Sunday morning. I wanna be high, so high. I wanna be free to know the things I do is right. I wanna be free, just me, yeah. That's why I'm easy. Oh, easy like Sunday morning. Yeah. That's why I'm easy. Easy like Sunday morning. I guess I should mention that my sisters, they had this thing, man. We had a stereo, a little microphone you could plug up to it, and back then that was like high tech. This was before karaoke, and like I remember that the Grease movie was coming out, and John Travolta, Olivia Newton-John, and they got tickets, and they stood in line, and we all went, and we sang those songs like, I mean, for years we sang those songs, and I just remember like. I was Danny Zuko. I got because they were girls. They had to take turns being Sandy. I was always Danny. You know. You want to do some Greases, okay? All right. Stranded at the drive-in. Branded. What will they say Monday at school? Sandy, can't you see I'm in misery? We made a start, now we're apart. There's nothing left for me. Love is blood, I never me. I sit and wonder why you left me. Oh, Sandy. Sandy, you hurt me real bad. Oh, Sandy. We used to do stuff like, I remember one time I was really did something stupid. We had eggs, you know, and egging cars was that was a sport in Monroe. We loved the egg cars, and we would sit on this Forsyth Park was our main drag, and we were, I don't know, maybe I was 12 years old, and all the neighborhood kids, we'd get behind the bushes, and we'd have just all these eggs, and we just toss them, and some of the eggs would hit, and some of them wouldn't, and we'd be, you know, high-fiving. Well, one car drove by, and it was a convertible, and you could tell the person driving it was, you know, he had two girls in the car, and he had an owner of one of them, and he had like one of those leather jackets, you know, big football player looking guy. We, like I said, sometimes we threw eggs and not all of them would always hit the car, but this time, all three of us, like when we threw, they all landed in the car. And we heard the girls scream, and the guy was like, what the, like this, it was just all this, they were just screaming, the brakes went, and we're like, oh shit. So we gotta run. We gotta run, these guys are gonna kill us. But they're coming from that direction, so I went down the alley, and my friends took off the other direction. And I heard the car coming around, and who did they pick to follow but the little skinny guy who can't run that fast. So, this is before cell phones, so I don't know how they did it, but there was two other cars that got in on the chase, and his other football buddies were also looking for me. And I was running, and I was doing things that were like Olympic stuff, like jumping over fences and just doing the thing where you jump and you flip over, and it was crazy. So you can imagine, I'm just trying to go back to that place, that feeling I felt, like my heart is just beating. I know these guys are about to just kick the shit out of me, and I'm thinking about things like just go out there and say you're sorry, I'm underneath a car, under a carport, and I'm really skinny, so I could fit, and I'm just trying not to breathe too hard, and I can see feet running past me. Where is he? And like I said, I'm thinking about apologies. I'm thinking about, just go out there and just take your ass whooping and just get it over with. And I can see my house at distance. I can see it. The lights were on. I was thinking about, my mom, she's worried about me. I just want to go home. I was so scared. And so for some reason, they started running down the other direction towards my house, of all places. And there's no way for me to come out and run to my house because they're right in between me and my house. So I come up with a brilliant plan. I still had eggs in my pocket. They weren't broken. I had about 6 of them left. I slowly and quietly, eased out from underneath the car. I took all 6 eggs and I just started just breaking them all over, wiping it all over my face. And I took off running right towards those guys. I'm like, hey, did you see those guys? There's no eggs, and there's 2 eggs in me, and look at me, there's 2 eggs and I together. Yes, the same guy, look at me. So I just joined in on the hunt with these guys. And as soon as there was a bunch of commotion and stuff, as soon as I thought they weren't looking at me, I just zipped right into my house, and that was the end of that. Safe.
So from then on, you've been carrying a half-dozen eggs with you.
Oh, you just never know. When my dad got this job in Missouri and we moved away, and I thought, I need to take this music thing kind of more serious and maybe try to find some cats that want to do some blues. And so I started this band. It was called, we decided to call it Dr. Skull and the Bluesicians. And I was Dr. Skull, of course. And, you know what we should do? I know because we talked about a few blues songs, but I think it'd be cool to do Cold Shot, but do it kind of, you can just jazz it up like George Maurer a little bit. You guys okay with that? Yeah.
Time of day, and remember, go shine, baby.
your appreciation by walking out anyway, and then it goes down, baby. Oh, it's a big man. Well, I could come shot down. Oh, you know, man. Should have been a good thing. No, so bad now. Shotgun a good thing. Shotgun a good thing. A good thing. Shotgun a good thing. True love grow cold. You guys like country? Look at the old country? Well, I'm so glad that I got a chance to do that, because all these guys in this new band I joined were, they were 55 and up, they had learned the stuff, the old stuff, and so I got a chance to get schooled. It just doesn't get any more country than George Jones talking about someone dying, right? I don't know if I can do the whole thing, but went to see him just today. Oh, but I didn't see no tears. All dressed up to go away. First time I'd seen him smile in years. He stopped loving her today. They placed a wreath upon his door. Soon they'll carry him away. He stopped loving her today. George Jones, he knew how to milk it, man. He could milk a song for all it was worth. People like him and Conway Twitty, and I'm so glad that I got a chance to play in that band. I got fired from that band too, but not before I got the chance to learn all their songs. So it was.
You stopped playing here.
Yeah, I got fired. They dropped me off in Pierre, South Dakota. So it was a good hit for me, because I got to take a little piece of eat a little piece of humble pie, and so I got picked up by another country band under the same John Dagan. He had about 75 bands, and I was off to the next one, and a little younger one this time, and so that kind of just brought me to about 4 years on the road, playing anywhere from Flagstaff to Yuma, Arizona, to back up to Thunder Bay, Ontario, Regina, British Columbia. Yeah, I knew I was about done with the country thing. We came through Bismarck, North Dakota this one particular time, 1998, and these guys came out to see us play, and one thing led to another, and they asked me and guitar player Robert Merlin to stop, get off the road, come join their band, and just move to Bismarck. So I did.
You sing? Say, oh, sing. That's a good girl, I call it. Hey.
I got a jazz vocalist in my band that her baby cries every time she sings.
Come here. Come here. There, let's come over close to me. Dance, dance, dance. That's a good girl. Hey, there's more. All right. So I have a lot of free time during the week, you know. Sit. Okay, sit. Okay, no, sit pretty. Yeah, sit pretty. Sit pretty. Okay. And some people teach your dog how to shake, but I teach mine to sit pretty, and then shake. Shake this hand. There you go. Now the other hand. This one. That's one. Okay. Get Maggie. Okay, speak. Okay. So, and then you ever seen the dogs that where you put it on their nose and they get it? So watch. Let's see if we can do it. Okay, ready? I'm gonna put it on your nose. I'm gonna put it on your nose. Leave it. Leave it. You guys ready for this? Yeah. Okay, eat it.
You know, when your name came up, this is one of the things that they said that I had to do to get you on stage. Oh, he's gonna bring his dog.
Yeah, you know, you got to put on the show. Okay, lay down. See if she'll do it. She normally doesn't do it on the, like, we'll do it on the carpet, but let's see. Okay. No, lay down. Lay down. Roll up. No, lay down. Can you roll over? That's close enough. Okay. And is there another one in?
Yeah, have her give you a kiss.
What's that?
Give you a kiss.
Oh, that's the biggest one yet. Yes. Okay. I want a kiss. Okay. Oh, sorry. Okay. I want that kiss. Oh. All right. And then wait, you guys. This is the best part yet. Okay. Come over here. Okay. Sorry, George. Okay. Give George a kiss. I was in his band for 4 years. Yeah. Five. Damn. It just went by so fast.
Well, I will say while you're here tonight, with every stripped down artist that we've had on the stage has got a Johnny Holmes experience or story, so we're glad to have you here. We should
How about a round of applause for Mr. Diane?
We should have him on Strip Down.
I just want to say that, you know, that it kind of picks up where I left off. You know, moving to Bismarck, when we started the Dirty Word Band, we just kind of had this little, you know, three-piece blues band. But every once in a while, we'd run into other bands, and I'll never forget it. I was at Mandan, and the Johnny Home Band was coming, and we were thinking, like, what can this be all about? Like, and they proceeded to just blow my mind. Like, they started the show with "Time for a Cool Change" by Little River Band, and they didn't even sound check, none of that shit. Like, they just started playing, and just so beautiful. They nailed their harmonies, and like just he's got these singers out front, and he's just commanding the show. I'm just like, oh my God, I gotta get in this band. So I would, you know, every time I would see Johnny, you know, I'd like, you know, kind of wait until, you know, I hope he calls me up on stage. I want to sing with him tonight, you know. So we developed a relationship over the next few years, and then
I was so blessed to have this guy in the band.
Yeah.
oh. Come on, give it up for Mr. Johnny.
Right now, there's a story behind this. I can't believe he's sitting down all night. So I think that a lot of you have seen the Armadillos, and you know that they have like the best singers on the planet. So one of the things I was good at doing is hiring the best singer on the planet. And I was wanting to do this song, but got out of my range, so we did it. We did it together. Did we ever do it?
We did it once. We did it once.
We did?
We did. Been a long time.
You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. Long as love is alive, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you.
But in the way that I stay,
I didn't know you knew the singer.
there's nothing else to compare. Sight of you makes me weak, and the words left to speak.
But if you feel
Like I feel, let me know that it's real.
you're just too good to be true.
Can't take my eyes off you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Carlo Scalia. I've had some great people in my band, and I don't think there's anyone, Matt and Billy and all these people, but this guy's got more soul than it.
Oh, yeah,
I mean, they're all great, don't get me wrong. Billy Shears, unbelievable, Matt Mullins, unbelievable. Matt, you know what Matt told me the other night?
What's that?
He said, John Scalia's the best.
Oh.
It was like going to school, and no kidding. When I joined his band, and first of all, if you were an ADD guy like myself, it was really easy to just jump on. But I mean, the way that they go from song to song, and the thing is just moving, and there's, you know, just throw the set list out the window. We were calling this thing live, and I had to get used to that. And if you haven't done that, if you haven't come from that kind of a band or or work unit, then it's a little bit new and it can throw you. But I learned so much working for that man right there. He's a great front man. Yeah. But one thing that stands out above all, Johnny, is that you know, it's true that you're like a Pied Piper, and you are just as interested in what those people out there are doing as you are yourself. You make them feel like they're part of it. So yeah, that's something really, you can hang your hat on that.
Story about
Oh, he wants the story about them.
the story.
The story. So, you know, me and Johnny would we would get back from the gig, and at this time I was staying at his house. You know, that's where I lived for when I first moved to Minneapolis, and we would get back and we'd pour the wine and we'd kick back. And back then there was a show called Deadwood. You guys, anybody know Deadwood? Well, we're kicking back with some wine and got Deadwood going on, and we were just cutting loose, laughing. And Pam, his wife, is sleeping just in the next room. And, you know, me and Johnny, we're not thinking about that. We're thinking about laughing our ass off at Deadwood, you know. So we were going, and we're getting pretty loud, and all of a sudden, I look over, and out of the dark hallway, cave, she comes out, and she's got a cigarette hanging from her mouth, and her hair is all like like she's been sleeping for a week or something, and she just pissed off. I'm just gonna say what she says. She's, "What the are you guys doing? It's 3 o'clock in the morning." Oh, it was 6. Yes. I'm just scared to death. I'm like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. So where's the remote control? Turn it off. So we shut it down, and I'll never forget that though. I mean, when she said like enough, you know that it was enough, and you argue with Pam, his wife Pam, being from the South, they would cook these amazing meals: chicken fried steak, rice and gravy. Oh man. And Johnny and I also have something else in common too. About, I guess now, has it been 3 months, Johnny? 4 months now? 4 months ago, Johnny's wife Pam passed away, and it was a hit, you know. And but we love each other, lots of friends, and people got together, and you know, were reminded that we do have people surrounding us that love each other, and life goes on. And sure enough, one thing led to another, and a month later, my dad passes away. So we kind of were there for each other during this real special time. So I'm really glad to have someone like that in my life.
I want to.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
So my wife died unexpectedly, and can y'all hear me?
Yes.
And as a musician, you don't know what to do. We had a show the next 2 nights later. I canceled the first night. But this guy here, we played for a lube tech corporation, and he called me up and said, "Man, is there anything I can do?" And he came that night and played with us. And I can't tell you what it meant to me. And that's the kind of guy John is.
My dad passed away. It was a really tough thing. I was really good up until the time about an hour after he had passed, and kind of knowing that, you know, there's just going to be some things that we're just not going to see anymore. That stuff it just takes a while to get over with. And we for the funeral, they wanted me to sing this song, but I couldn't do it. It was too tough to get through. But it's been a while since we have since the funeral, and so I was going to try it tonight if you guys don't mind. This is John Mayer's song. It's called "Stop This Train." And this is I know you'll identify with this.
Had a talk with my old man, said, "Hope you understand. Try turning 68. You renegotiate, don't stop this train. Don't think we might have to feel this way. Don't think I couldn't ever understand. I tried my hand, John, honestly, you'll never stop this train." once in a while, when it's good, it'll feel like it should. And you're all still around, and you're still safe and sound, and you don't miss a thing till you ride and you're driving away in the dark, singing stop this train. I wanna get off and go home again. I can't take the speed it's moving in. I know I can, but honestly, we'll never stop this train.
Thank you. And you find out who your real friends are when something like that happens, because you'll find that you really need to lean on somebody. I'm so happy to have not only Johnny, but a lot of people in this room that would be there for me in a heartbeat. So thank you guys so much for listening to me tonight. You guys are awesome for showing up for this event. It should be noted that, like, I feel really lucky because, getting to join Johnny at that time, and then I still did Dirty Word band whenever Johnny was off, which wasn't very often, but we would still play a gig here and there and stuff. But come across the Fabulous Armadillos at some point. I'll never forget it. I was on a cruise with Johnny, me and my wife and Johnny and Pam, and got the call they wanted me to do a theme show with Fabulous Armadillos. And I just remember being on that cruise ship and studying all these songs. Oh God, Billy Shear sends you harmony parts and you better get them down too. You ride your ass like Zorro. You will. So with those guys, they have a really great way of rehearsing and learning the songs and then putting together a show. You got to remember that Armadillo shows are theme based, so you're building a whatever theme. I think it was Stadium Rock back then, and it was so much fun. I just remember the rehearsals were fun. Everything was great, and we just got these songs all nice and tight, and singing with Billy Shear and Pamela McNeil. Oh God, these singers they just drip with soul, and they can sing up here in the clouds, and it was crazy. And then working with, my wife will tell you that I have a man crush on Paul. It's true.
Everybody who has a wife in this room has heard their husband say that they have a man crush on Paul. Join the Legion.
Is my wife out there still? She left.
I think you should dedicate this Billy Joel song to Paul.
Oh, really?
I think it's a perfect segue.
Now we might be pissing off Ann.
I'll dedicate it to both of them.
Well, that's a great idea. It should be noted that I am married, and my wife, you guys, most of you met her. Her name's Ann. She's a wonderful woman. We don't have time to get into all the ways that Ann has saved my life, but that would be a whole series of shows we would have to do for that. But she has really been my light these last 10 years, and I'm so proud and so happy to have found her, and she's right over there, and I love you, baby. I'm gonna send this out to you and a little bit of Paul. Just a little. Don't go try and please me. Never won't go that far. Don't imagine, too familiar. I don't see you anymore. I would not leave you in times of trouble. Never could have come this far. I'll take the good times, I'll take the bad times, I'll take you
my mom is coming up here on Tuesday. She'll be here. Johnny, she's coming. And she wanted to be here for this show, but it couldn't happen. But she's here in spirit because, well, actually, she's watching the show because the Ann is filming. So everybody say hello to my mom. Hi, Mom. There you go. She's coming to stay with us for 3 weeks. And, yeah.
You're drinking a lot of Red Bull.
Get ready. here's the perfect imitation of my mom. John! Honey, take out the garbage. Everything's just, John! Just yell at you. Southern women, man, they just shout. Yeah, she'll be up here for 3 weeks. She wants to go to the Mall of America. She wants to go to the Casetta's Italian restaurant.
Yeah.
She wants to go play bingo. She wants to go to the casino. And she might want to go to the casino again.
You're using armadillos.
She's definitely coming to all the Armadillo shows. And you guys will all meet her. She's looking forward to it.
Some tunes, any songs that you've never done before?
You know,
We got
I'm glad you asked that because I never have been in a band that would let me play a Coldplay song. Never happened.
all your musical fantasies come true and stripped down.
This is awesome.
Lights go out
awesome. Thank you guys so much for putting up with me for this show. I wasn't sure how this was gonna go.
I've been there too. I don't think any of us would know what to do if we didn't have music in our lives. So
No.
we gotta thank you for that.
Are you the same way as me? Do you feel like, and you live in Minneapolis, but do you think St. Cloud has something kind of special?
I do.
It really does. There's much more appreciation here. The level goes deeper. What they will allow you to experiment with, you know. And you see all the theme shows and people can theater, and there's some really great live shows that are in the St. Cloud area. And I just want to applaud St. Cloud for all the great music for that. And thank you for letting me be a part of that.
Answer that one.
Well, Robert Merlin was a character. I can't tell you this story. That Robert Merlin, here's a great way to describe it. There was a cockroach, and I stepped on it and killed it. And he would like look at me, and he just has a way of looking right at you. Like, now you just killed that cockroach. If you couldn't put him back together, you tried. And if you could, where would you get the materials? And he would say shit like that, and it would just blow your mind. And Robert, the road, when I got to, I was going to say this, when I got with Johnny, and he had me do this damn harmonica thing, was with my hands, and you know, once you do one time, Johnny home, you're gonna do that every night. You know, it was just it's the thing where you just like take your hands and just. And he's like, oh, you gotta keep doing that. And so we did that for 4 years. But like, we also did some great songs. We did some Journey. Maybe we should.
I think we should go out
Yeah.
on a journey song.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Scalia.